Talkin' Sex Live is recorded in front of a live audience. This show is for mature listeners only. Hello, you're Talkin' Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I'm Diane.
And I am Chet, and Happy New Year, everybody. We are streaming live to Twitch right now and recording for YouTube and also all podcast hosting sites. We are in our new location, this sexy parlor that we are filming from. We trying something different for the new year. It is 2022, and we are glad to be here for you. Still Talking Sex Live. We are unlicensed sex therapists. We don't have any type of formal training on this. We are just a couple who's had a lot of sex, and we want to share our knowledge with the world. We've rang in the new year with plenty of sexual activity. We christened this year already, had some great sex, also capped off last year with also great sex, which was last night. But anyway, we are also joined with our sex toy expert and our friend, Peter. How you doing tonight, Peter?
I'm good. How about you? Sorry, I was I had something up here before from a silly event I was doing where everyone had us make up crazy names.
Yes.
So it's always hard to remember to adjust your Zoom settings.
Yeah, no problem.
Just like you want to adjust your vibrator settings to the right preferences for each of your partners before you jump on them, because otherwise, like, some different people have very different comfort levels. Some people really want the buzz. Some people want the deep vibration. Some people really like the pulsing. And it's almost like nails on a chalkboard for some people. Like if you get the wrong sensation with a vibrator or like a thrusting toy, it's just like it's an instant turn off. So you always have to remember to set that correctly.
We actually don't like any of the actual
special stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's tricky because there's some toys that are very buzzy, and you'll find I don't have a vagina personally, or a clitoris, or any of the sensitive areas that are typically used with vibrators, although I do find vibrators can work very well on what are classically referred to as male genitalia. But that said, for people with vulvas and clitorises, a lot of them don't like the very buzzy ones. They like the more the deep throb, and so you have to find the right toys that do that. Like the Hitachi wand, of course, is a classic example that everybody uses, but there's a lot of toys where you kind of have to find the right level of it. There's that vibration that feels like you might as well just be a turned up cell phone, or there's the stuff that's like clearly some bulk is in there and some real work is going on, and that's usually what most people find is it does the job.
I found this is all for Diane, but if I've heard that if you put a vibrator on right underneath your nose, if it's too powerful there, then it'll be too powerful on your clitoris. How true is that, Diane?
I have not tried that on my nose,
no?
But I will get back to you on
it's
that.
It's the area between your nose and your lip there. That's what we're talking about.
I just go straight for it.
Just go right to your clit, actually. We're also joined by our wonderful producer, Wells. How are you doing tonight, Wells?
Hi, everyone. I'm well. How are you?
Perfect. And see that you're in a new studio there.
This is my home studio. I had it built.
Oh, wow. That's quite impressive.
Very nice.
How is your new year?
Podcasting money is working out great for both of you.
You guys, you're killing it right now.
I produce about 7 of them.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. Hopefully nothing as sexual and as entertaining as ours. Is that correct?
No, but I have had some entertaining sexual anecdotes in my own life.
Perfect.
Or I should say almost anecdotes. I was messaging with a woman online. She invited me to take a bath with her, candle lit, in her new jacuzzi.
Wow.
Said, with swimsuits, of course, since we don't want to sleep together on the first date.
Of course,
LOL.
Yes.
But according to my advanced analytics, I had about a 27.7% chance to get laid at that point. But unfortunately, then she started spouting vaccine misinformation.
Oh, no.
So then for me, that chance went to 0%. As you know, I'm a numbers guy.
Yes,
Even with the Omicron variant, if you're unvaccinated, you have a 32 times higher chance to die of COVID.
Oh, wow. 32 times. That's quite a bit.
Yeah. Sorry to bring down the mood, everybody.
It's all right.
But we'll make sure to get our boosters.
We got to make sure everybody's informed correctly here. So, how was your guys' Christmas and New Year's? Anything fun that you had going on there?
I mean, just the usual. I mean, every year we absolutely get together. We do. This is my entire
all your partners
poly group. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. We get together and we cook for one another. We do the eggnog thing, and a lot of the group does not drink alcohol, so that's not a huge part of it. But for a few people, it is absolutely a little bit of cannabis usage, and then copious amounts of sex at the end of the night.
Wow.
Well, not just the end of the night, throughout. People are obviously going to the bathroom, throughout, or hooking up. Some people are more exhibitionist than others, and like to do things right in front of everyone. Other people like a little bit of privacy, and it just is what it is. So,
wow, so a whole on like Christmas sex party, is that right?
Well, I mean, not all Christmas, so there's definitely some Hanukkah mixed in there, a little bit of Kwanzaa, a little bit of you name it.
Rosh Hashanah. No, what is it? Ramadan.
That's a very
I don't
different
know
time of year. Ramadan would be the time period. Yes, and just some people are very much of the I'm not religious, I'm spiritual perspective too. So.
Festivus.
Yeah, I mean, we have one member. I won't get into specifics because obviously there's privacy concerns, but we have one person who has an extra reality partner, I guess you could say. I don't know exactly how to describe it because it's not my personal thing, but they have someone that they say that they hook up with who's on the other side. So it looks to us like masturbation, but they assure us that the other person is very much real and very much a part of it.
Oh, wow, like a ghost sort of thing, right?
Yeah, and the orgasms look real enough, so I'll have to just take their word for it.
Got it. Yeah. Wells, what did you do for Christmas and for New Year's?
Well, I worked on the new studio here. I did not sleep much. I did not see family. Wow. I was alone the whole time, but I still felt very blessed to have the family that I did. They sent wonderful Christmas presents.
Perfect.
Unfortunately, I was too busy to see them, but I feel very blessed and thankful in this new year.
Great. Well, we went from the cabin that we were renting in Mammoth, and we were going to go on this trip around the world to different sexual places, but the whole Omicron variant got in our way and kind of upended our travel plans. And so we ended up just going to Joshua Tree. We're just kind of on the way back down from Mammoth. And we wanted to go hiking out there, but it rained the whole time, and I just decided to stay in the hotel room and
got a Thai massage.
Oh yeah, we got a Thai massage, and
got a little too close to my.
Yeah, and the masseuse actually put her fingers like in my butt crack.
Yeah, it was like, is this?
It was a little much, but why not? We'll give everything a try.
I had a male masseuse though, and
that
he was like
really strange.
going over my butt crack and everything in my butt. I was like.
Because a female walked in and a male walked in, and I was like, okay, so the female's going to go ahead and rub down Diane, and I'll get the male. It's not a big deal. And then the female went right to me, and this old male with like really rough hands started rubbing
like callousy hands.
Yeah, pressing like way too hard on her as well. If you've ever had a Thai massage, they don't really feel great when you get them. They're kind of hurt.
Those hurt. Yeah.
But then the next day you feel really great. Like for the 3 days after that, I had no pain in my back or anything. But so there was that. We had a jet tub in our room, which was wonderful. We had a whole lot of sex in there, and we brought our camera and we filmed some stuff because that's what we like to do. We have a flash card. We have a lot of porn, our own porn. We have our own sex tapes basically on it. We every once in a while we'll just pop in and start filming. And if anybody is interested in actually doing this, you have to make sure that you have a device that doesn't connect to the internet, and that is if you don't want it to be uploaded to like Pornhub or any other type of internet sources where people can view. If you just want to keep it between you and your partner, then also you have to keep track of where that flash drive is or the flash memory card is, to make sure that, nobody takes it and then uses it for blackmail or anything like that. Because, we get pretty kinky in there. And so that's just what we like to do. Every once in a while, we'll watch it again, and then we'll get turned on, and then we'll start going at it again. So it's pretty fun. That's the thing that we like to do.
Yeah,
and for Christmas, I got Diane some different sex toys and a facial massager. I also got her some silk pillowcases, and we thought this was really funny. We wanted to show this to you guys. So with these silk pillowcases, it came with this little flyer that here's just a silk pillowcase. Then it also shows that go ahead and put some of this. Here's some benefits of the silk pillowcase. Great for allergies.
Little haven for hot flashes.
Hot flashes.
Yeah.
And then this last one just kind of made me both of us kind of wonder what the hell was going on here. It says, help for vaginal yeast infections. So a good old silk pillowcase, which is great for vaginal yeast infections, which I don't know.
Am I going to put it on my crotch?
Yeah, you're just going to start fucking her pillow and having it all over. But if you do that, I guess apparently it is great to have a silk pillowcase if you're going to go ahead and rub it all over your vulva.
See, that's interesting because I just did a little bit of quick research on that one, and it seems like silk panties are right alongside synthetic fabrics in not being breathable and being dangerous for women.
Wow.
Obviously, these are not being worn as underwear, so it's very different.
Okay.
But I wonder
Cotton
what their
is better
logic
for the
is.
vaginas.
Yeah.
What's better for the vagina there, Wells? Cotton? Well,
Cotton is better for the
Cotton is,
vagina.
yes,
Yeah.
that is correct.
Because it
But
needs to be breathable.
what's
Yeah,
even
that's
better
the
for
idea.
the vagina is no panties at all.
yeah, Diane
That's
doesn't
better
wear
for
any
everyone.
underwear,
Because
so-
then you get
Yeah.
are less likely to have a yeast infection.
Yeah.
I think everybody's happier under those circumstances, but especially the person at risk.
That's right. So we are going to go ahead and recap our year last year. Since this is New Year's Day, we are going to go ahead and go over some great moments that happened on Talkin' Sex Live, both the podcast and our video feed. This is a little segment that we're just going to go ahead and say just 2021 year in review for Talkin' Sex Live. And one of my favorite moments is when Diane actually made me orgasm on the show. And I'll just go ahead and we're going to play a little clip of that. So. So I don't actually.
That spider silk is very effective.
Yeah,
it may not be good for yeast infections, but clearly it was working for you.
So if for those who are not watching this and just listening to podcasts, so that was a clip from when we were doing our sex, love, and sploosh or goop. And Jaya does this thing where she touches somebody and doesn't touch them and hovers her hands over and make them orgasm. So Diane tried it out on me and it worked. So it was pretty fun. I don't normally get into actual opera when I orgasm, but that time, why not? But next up here, I really enjoyed our Halloween show or horror show. Yeah, that was a great one. We had Peter here. He was choking on a dildo. I'm still surprised on how that happened, but because it looked like it's pretty far lodged down into your throat there, and it looked like you're about to die.
Yeah, I don't have much in the way of a gag reflex. I got past that years ago because I did have I've experimented a bit. Plus, I have partners who really like strap-ons, and nothing less sexy than throwing up during while being deep-throated by your femdom's strap-on.
Wow.
So yeah, I was completely passed out, which occasionally, and I said some of my partners don't drink. I do, and you drink enough and you fall asleep with your eyes open, and I don't know. I woke up the next morning with a hangover and a bit of a sore throat, and I had no idea what happened.
Of course. But so for those who are listening to the podcast right now, if you want to head over to either our Twitter page or our Instagram page, we'll post up all these pictures on there just for a heads up there. So next up, let's see here. Diane and I, we went to downtown once and we got way drunk at a bar and we decided to get tattoos. And so if you can see these tattoos, the one that I had, I wanted to have Diane in a heart covering my heart. So it was this great idea to tattoo Diane in a heart over my heart, Diane Hart. It's fantastic. But for some reason, the tattoo artist had spelt it Dane, it was Dane. So not exactly.
There's one other problem there, Chet.
It's not over my heart
not
either.
Over your
heart.
Yeah,
it's over the right side. He totally fucked up, and I was drunk to not even realize it.
Unless you're a Time Lord, and that's your second heart.
You must have been drunk, very drunk for quite a long time, because it looks like it would have taken a long time.
That hurts.
Yeah. And also Diane. So we just got done watching both seasons of Barry, and we were in a big Bill Hader kick, and so she got a tattoo on her arm that says "Your dick, my mouth," and it has a picture of Bill Hader doing the old the tongue-in-cheek with the dick in the miming that in the hand there. So we woke up the next morning, we did the podcast, and then we didn't like them, and then we got them removed. As you can see, it was a pretty successful run there. We were tattoo free. But let's see, next up, we've got Wells decided to bring on his girlfriend onto the show, and so
I never met his girlfriend.
Yeah, it was just a blow-up doll there, and with a really gross-looking mouth, by the way. Pretty eyes, real pretty eyes. You did a good job there, Wells, with the eyes. But yeah, whatever happened to her?
The mouth on her is more utilitarian than for looking good or talking.
The mouth on that woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Well, hopefully in the new year you'll be able to find maybe somebody who's more real than the blow-up doll. But
here's hoping.
Yeah, here is hoping. Next up, so we actually got some celebrities on the show last, if you believe it or not, and we got our all-time favorite person. We got Margot Robbie, who showed up and did the show with us, and Diane was so happy. She never broke that smile right there. She was just ecstatic, and I was happy. We had a great time. She wouldn't have sex with us afterwards.
She's married.
Yeah, she's married, and Diane really, really wanted to have sex with her, but no means no. So we were just like, all right, thanks for being on the show.
It took a lot. I have to. This is a personal moment for me, and I'm sorry to bring this up on the show, but it took a lot for me to kind of get over the fact that you did not invite me.
Oh, I'm sorry about
for that episode, because I'm a huge Harley Quinn fan, and I think she's just the perfect live representation of Harley Quinn, and just that got me, guys. So
sorry about that. I am sorry.
Think about that in the future.
Yeah, we will. Next time we get a very hot celebrity on the show, we'll make sure that you're.
I would have canceled other plans. If I wasn't available, I would have canceled anything.
Peter's got a lot of sex plans right now. So
but none of them are as important as meeting Margot Robbie.
Exactly. Speaking of which, we had another celebrity on. Just I'll play a quick clip of his little performance here. We had Yanni on the show. Yeah, so he did a little show, and it was great. Did a good job.
I hate to get personal again here, guys.
You really wanted to have Yanni?
You absolutely could have not invited me to that episode. I was on that one, and I regret that as well.
Okay, the opposit. You did not want to see Yanni. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. He's a great composer. He makes good music.
I like Yanni.
I mean, he's not the Greek freak like Giannis, but he's pretty talented. So let's see here. Next up, this was actually a funny story. Peter, you had your sex toy shelf fell over, and then all of your sex toys fell on you, and it was just you're buried in sex toys. I just thought this was a funny picture.
Well, and this was after, because we had extra stock, as you recall. My father tracked me down on the show and talked me into opening up a sex toy factory with him. And so the problem is he's so one of his many problems is he's a terrible planner, and he did not plan for proper warehousing of this, and so a lot of this stuff ended up in my own home, and and he put the shelves together, and not the handiest guy. He promised me it was solid work, but collapsed right during the show, and
Let's see.
Silicone is heavy. Silicone is very heavy.
Yeah, it looked like it wasn't comfortable. I'm surprised you could breathe. But again, you and sex toys injuries, like you just pull through them like they're nothing.
Mm-hmm. The Rambo of...
Been around the block.
Yeah. In case you guys haven't really listened, our favorite caller is Danny Bananas. This guy, he is out of Las Vegas and he makes actual sex toy robots. And so he made us a sex toy robots of ourselves, and he shipped us one of them. And so we have, there it is. We had a Diane who we did the show with the robot, and then after the show, we ended up just fucking her silly, and she ended up just breaking, not the highest quality of sex toy robots, but we did have a lot of fun, a lot of threesomes with this robot. She was very lifelike.
I hate to get personal again here, guys. But you left the feed on afterwards for me.
We didn't close it out,
and I watched that entire thing.
And that may have been my doing, Peter.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
I thought it might be sort of a fun practical joke to
leave that on. It was quite a joke.
I hope you enjoyed the show.
I did, but I felt very uncomfortable the entire time. So honestly, I'm not sure what the takeaway from this is, because I both enjoyed it and I don't feel good about it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You don't feel good about it.
Yeah. Well, we had a good time, so I'm sorry about that.
No, that was very apparent.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. So, on our last favorite clip that we have here, so this was a clip that we actually had to cut out of the show. So Wells he used a penis pump, and his penis got so big and engorged that he felt the need to show it to us during the show. We had to cut this all out.
Twitch did not like that.
Not at all. So here it is. We had to blur out his penis. It's pixelated there. But he actually is...
Looks like he could even suck it.
Yeah, that is a very large penis.
Very
and
large.
he is
just easier than you'd think. Yeah.
I hated to interrupt the show, but I just needed to know if it was okay to have a penis that was that large.
Yeah, I mean, that is huge, and we
It's
were
pretty
concerned.
big, Wells.
But
It felt like a bit of a humble brag, but yes.
Yeah, I'm glad you got it figured out, though. It really is. It's great. Because that looked very painful. It was super long. What was that, like 20 inches, 18 inches?
It was rather painful.
Yeah.
But as Peter's experience was with watching the threesome, it felt bad, but I enjoyed it.
Good, great.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
As long as you enjoyed it.
And speaking of enjoying stuff, do we have any callers coming in there, Wells?
We do. We have Bo from Chugwater, QY, and his friend. Was that supposed to be Wyoming?
I think it's Wyoming, yeah. Was it QY in the notes there?
I have a QY.
Quebec, yeah.
I guess that should have been WY.
Yeah.
And his friend doesn't approve of his new girlfriend.
Oh, no.
Hello, you're talking Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I'm Diane.
And I am Chet, and...
Hello?
Hello, yes.
Hi, are you able... Chet, thanks, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear
you.
you
just fine.
loud and clear. What was your name again, my friend?
Hi, I'm Bo.
Bo, that's right, from Chugwater. Is that a real city in Wyoming?
Yes, it is.
All right. So
sounds like more of a
beautiful
town than a city,
Chugwater.
but all right.
Yeah, I don't think there's any actual cities in
my whole
Wyoming.
family, my parents are born Chugwater. My grandparents born Chugwater. Great grandparents born Chugwater.
Chugwater. Wow. I mean, I would rather chug a lot of different things, but not water. But all right, that sounds interesting.
Well, you should come out and visit us sometime this summer. It's we've got some beautiful springs.
So you have an interesting query. So you're in a relationship. Your friend doesn't exactly approve of it. Is there more to this, or do you want to explain a little bit?
Well, yeah. Well, that's what's going on. You see, so I started dating this girl during the pandemic. Her name's Lainey, and she is a great gal. Well, just a really great gal. We get along great. You know, we read the same magazines. We eat the same cereals. She's just a sweet. She makes the best stuffed potato I've ever had. So anyway, things are going really great. Okay, and then all of a sudden, my best friend Charles is telling me that he doesn't really approve of Lady. He doesn't think that we're right together. And so at first I was just like, I don't know if I should trust what Charles is saying.
Mm-hmm.
And now when I'm with Lady, all of a sudden I hear Charles's opinion drilling into my head. And it's there when we are trying to be, intimate. And I hear Charles' voice say, I don't know if I trust this Laney girl.
Okay.
And so now it's getting in the way of our relationship. And I don't know what to say, because you see, Charles has known me since I was born.
Okay.
And
so
he's
a
my
good friend,
my best friend.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, he's the closest friend anybody could have. And he knows me better than anybody else.
Yeah. So what is Charles saying about Lainey? Why doesn't he like her? Let's go to that first.
He just doesn't think that she's the right one for me.
Okay.
And I value his opinion. He's known me forever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
you see, there's a twist, and also Charles is, of course, he's my imaginary friend. He's my best imaginary friend.
So he's an imaginary friend. Got it.
Right.
So
and so obviously he knows me better than anybody else. I've always trusted his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, is it possible? I guess my question is it possible that your imaginary friend could be wrong about something?
Got it. Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to discuss the whole psychology of imaginary friends, but essentially they are coming from someplace in your subconscious trying to tell you something, and it's your Peter, you gotta
my what?
Yeah, I mean, this kind of goes into one of my partners, what I was mentioning earlier, although again, my partner indicates that this person is very much not imaginary. It's interesting that you open up about the fact that yours is, but you said your girlfriend, because I just want to make sure I understand the whole perspective here. Your girlfriend, was it Lady or Laney?
Laney.
Laney.
Okay, Laney. What is your friend? I'm not going to use the word imaginary because I feel like that's degrading of whatever connection you think you have to the person.
No, he doesn't mind that. That's what he calls himself.
Okay,
he knows it, because as we know, whenever a new person is born into the world, they're given an imaginary friend that follows them for the rest of their life.
Okay, so it's kind of like a golden compass, his dark material sort of thing.
Yeah, they're Damon. Got it.
Yeah, they're Damon. Yeah,
Damon.
So
that's what they're called. It's like a demon, but it's spelled with an A, so it's a demon.
Yeah, or demon. Yes. I think they pronounce it demon. But what is your friend saying
Charles
about
is a demon?
No, sorry. We're just talking about the books, the Golden Compass
Philip
series,
Pullman's
which was made into an HBO series called His Dark Materials.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's a good show. Yeah.
But so what is Charles saying about Laney specifically? Like, what are the complaints? Because I think that they might reveal something about your own thoughts about Laney that you need to listen to.
Well, he's saying that Laney, right now is going to be all great and everything right now, but in the future she's going to be just too damn controlling, and that eventually she's going to try to change me. I just don't see it. I don't see that coming from her.
Are there any specific red flags he's pointing out?
Yeah, is there anything in particular that he doesn't like, or is it just more that he's just cautious?
I haven't seen anything, but when I try to ask Charles a little bit more about it, then this is a twist. And he tells me that Margot, which is Laney's imaginary friend, also doesn't approve of me. And I'm like, what is going on here, right? So then I gingerly approach Laney, and I said, Laney, Charles is telling me that Margot doesn't like me. And, after a little discussion, she came out, she admitted it. She said, yes, it's true. Margot has her reservations about me.
Got it. Here's an idea. This might be a little far-fetched, but what if you were to set up a double date with you and Laney, and then Charles and Margot? Just say, hey, you know what, Charles? How about you meet Margot? And then you guys go have a dinner together, get a table for 4. And they can have a conversation, and you can have a conversation. You could all have a good conversation, and if they get to know each other and know you, maybe they would like you better.
Like go to like a TGIF or something?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know what kind of restaurants they have in Wyoming. I always prefer to go to the more independent restaurants, the mom and pop types of places, just to help boost the local economy. Here in LA, I feel like those big chain restaurants actually aren't as popular as the smaller places. Nothing like, a Din Tai Tung or something like that.
Well, I'm going to let Lainey choose, and I don't, I don't really want to hear what Margot has to recommend, because I think Lainey is going to be a better pick of a restaurant picker, but I don't know. I'm not feeling good about this whole Margot situation. What she got against me?
I mean, it might be a good idea as an olive branch, virtual or real, to Margot to let her pick the restaurant.
We do have an olive garden.
An olive garden, yes, an olive branch. All right.
Well, if Margot likes Olive Garden, I would say go for it. But the point is, I'd say if you're trying to impress Margot, if you're trying to try to make her happy, absolutely let her pick the restaurant. It sounds like the biggest concern you've got. And as long as it's not a restaurant that Charles is gonna, drag you for, then hopefully it's a good starting point for improving this relationship.
Well, you know what? Me and Charles are going to be the adults in the room.
There you go.
And for a while, Charles was doing his vegetarian thing, and I was laughing at him. Okay. But if we'll let Margot go ahead and just pick the restaurant.
Got it.
If she wants to go to Olive Garden, then we'll go to Olive Garden. It's fine.
Yeah. So the main thing is that, like, you're gonna have opposition from all the time from family members or the people who care about you the most. That this person is not good enough for you because I think you're this great person, and take that as a compliment. You want your loved ones to also like your partner, but you also have to put yourself first when it comes to what makes you happy. And if you think that this person that you're with, if Lainey is the one, if she's good, if she's an amazing person, then you should stick with it. But you also, if Charles is somebody who's super close with you, of course he is.
Sounds like he couldn't get much closer.
Couldn't get much closer than that. Then you should probably try to turn Lainey on to Charles as well. And I feel like Margot is the right route to go there.
Whoa. What do you mean by turning Lainey on to Charles?
Not so much turn him on, but like...
Just make them like each other.
Just like each other.
Because we are not those kind of people.
Okay, no, you don't want to swing. I get it. That makes sense. But you just want to have them... Get along, exactly. So... I would definitely try that route out. If you want to go ahead and call back later in the month or in the year, then feel free to do that. Then hopefully.
Would you recommend that I take Margot out and Lainey has a day with Charles?
If that's what you want to go for. So
just put all the cards on the table and just be like, and just say, Margot, I don't know what your problem is. I didn't do anything wrong. As I said, I like Lainey's potatoes. We read the same magazines. We eat the same cereals. We got so much in common. I don't understand.
Got it.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right. Great. Hopefully that'll work out for you there.
Well, okay. We're going to give that a try.
Great. Well, hopefully, friend, you have figured this out. You're going to give this a shot here. And
I'll let you know how it goes.
Perfect. I really want you to call back, and I want you to let us know how everything went, because we're concerned about your health and your mental health and your happiness. So, Happy New Year to you, Bo. And
Happy New Year.
So, yes.
I'm like Mr. Magoo.
Yes. All right. Well, stay sex positive, my friend, and have be safe out there. All right. Have a good one.
Okay, you guys be good there in Los Angeles.
Yes, we are in Los Angeles. Thank you so much.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Okay.
Have a good night. Thanks. So, wow, I don't. Have you met with anybody who's had a imaginary friend, partner?
I mean, again, to be respectful of one of my own partners, they have a relationship with what I could call perhaps a spectral being, someone who they say is on the other side. But They do not describe that person as imaginary, and I feel like it would be insulting for me to do so, but it's certainly the closest I can come to as a being that none of us can see. None of us has interacted with directly. We've only gotten my partner's descriptions of what the person thinks about us.
Okay.
And it's all been positive. I mean, they really consider themselves a member of the group, and so that's lovely. And I'm glad we've been inclusive of them. But yeah, it does strike me as a little bit odd, and I think it's something that he definitely needs to recognize what it may be saying about what he may subconsciously be saying himself. I mean, if he uses the term imaginary,
and he's so comfortable with it being imaginary.
He's admitting himself that it's not a real person.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to tell him the what we tell a lot of people is like, hey, you know what, you need to find a good counselor or therapist and chat with that person. But I mean, he seemed all super comfortable with all this, so why not?
Yeah, was great for him if he's comfortable and it's not hurting him. But he definitely needs to really address this head on.
Yeah,
it seems like he's got a path, so let's hope.
Wells, what's the percentage of people who have imaginary friends in childhood as well as going into an adulthood? Can you have any numbers like that?
Yeah, in childhood, it's about 2/3.
Really? Wow, I never had one imaginary friend.
8% of children below the age of 7 have imaginary friends. I didn't chip in during that phone call because it's very rare in adulthood. In fact, it's almost never been written about in psychological literature. Most people assume that that's some sort of symptom of schizophrenia. Yeah, but he did admit that it was an imaginary friend and not a real friend. But at the same time, he gave that imaginary friend rather like convincing human feelings. So
yeah, it was very interesting
all around.
Yeah. So before we get to another caller, just wanted to recap some stuff that we've had in the chat room. I guess Fuel Caution wants Diane to wear reading glasses for a donation. Can be anyone's, but has to be reading glasses. It's a challenge. I don't know what that means, but
not much of a challenge. It doesn't sound difficult.
Yeah,
sounds like our friend has a fetish.
That's really what it sounds like.
Yeah, kink.
Yeah, kink would be. Yeah.
Well, we'll make sure next time to have some reading glasses on hand so that Diane can just put some on when people are interested in it. Yeah. So, all right. If you're still watching their Fuel Caution, tune in next time in 2 weeks. We'll go ahead and have some reading glasses available for Diane. Wells, do we have somebody else calling in?
Yes, we have Barry Edgewick.
Ooh,
and this actually isn't that uncommon. He's masturbating so much that he's getting friction burns, but he doesn't want to stop.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hello, you're talking Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I am Chet.
I'm Diane.
Is this Barry?
Yes, this is Barry, first time caller.
First time watcher as well, or long time watcher, hopefully. But Barry,
hi.
Go ahead. What do you have to say there, my friend?
Oh well, so I don't do a lot of dating, and so I supplement that by masturbating.
Okay.
Kind of keep it in check. But what I've found is, I've masturbated to and now my dick is getting raw, like it hurts, like I've broken the skin, and I want to know, like, because I don't want to stop.
Got it.
And I want to know how to keep going. Yeah, because I thought I could power through,
Yeah, once it has sores on it, you have to let it lay low there and let it heal before you start going at it again. I would highly recommend putting some Aquifer or some Neosporin on those wounds to let them heal. You can't really put Band-Aids on a penis, but you can definitely put some ointment on there. Ointment such as Neosporin works great. I don't know if you've heard of Aquifer before, but it is a thicker, it's like Vaseline, but it actually has the same type of medicine that Neosporin has, and it's highly recommended after getting tattoos and whatnot. But I would put that on it just to let it heal, as opposed for constantly masturbating. I guess Are you, this might be a personal or question, I don't know if you want to answer this, but are you circumcised or uncircumcised?
I am circumcised.
Okay, so you probably not a whole lot of natural friction or natural lubrication there.
Yeah.
You can't slide the penis shaft up and down without having any type of lube on it. Do you use any type of lube? Do you use lotion or actual lubricant?
Well, I thought like actual lubricant would be kind of unhealthy. I mean, I got some, but I don't use it because it's all the way down in the garage. You know,
so
like I have this
not
10W40.
No, that would definitely not be
oil.
the right kind.
Definitely not oil or any type of WD-40 or any type of 10W30 motor oil, anything like that.
What they call personal lubricant. Yes. I mean, there's tons of brands you can it's common enough now that literally Walmart and Target and Walgreens and CVS and Rite Aid all sell it. You can get fancier if you order online, but a basic Astroglide or Wet Brand or any of the other common ones, they're all fine. Like literally anything that is designed to be a personal sexual lubricant is better than not having it, especially if you are circumcised, especially if you're tightly circumcised. You need something, anything. But again, anything designed for the job, not the WD-40. That is going to do some real damage. You were correct to avoid that because that is not healthy. So your instincts there were right, but your instincts of not using lube at all were probably a little bit off the target.
And you can get lube even at like the dollar store, and it costs $1. Also, we buy lube at the grocery outlet. We go through it so much that it's just like it's there. It's like $1.50. It's
buy
$2.
In bulk.
It's,
but
you get one of those.
Isn't like the grocery? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, please.
I was gonna say, isn't the grocery outlet isn't that like food that's about to go bad? Like you've got to use it right away.
But it's lube, so it doesn't really go bad ever. So it's like all lube is basically. We had this discussion in the past, and you said it. You said it was petroleum based, right, Peter? It's like
there's a variety. There's water based, there's silicone based. There's a variety of them, and generally, I mean, I wouldn't say they never go bad, but they do certainly have good shelf lives in general. They hold out. Certainly, if you're not using a flavored lubricant, because that obviously likely introduces some extra concerns in there. But they generally hold out well. You can buy them in bulk, and you can even get people have gotten those warming for those warming applicators for like hand soap that warm it up, and they keep them on their bedside. And you can get one that's like motion activated. You just put your hand under it, and it puts out a certain amount of already pre-warmed lube. Very comfortable. They definitely nobody likes cold lube on their genitals.
Nope. No.
But to get back to the healing, I've got to agree with Chet. I mean, it's difficult. There are plenty of old jokes about how, when a teenage boy injures his penis, it'll stay injured till he's 80. Because it's not exactly easy for a lot of men to keep their hands off themselves, but you're going to have to find a way. One recommendation I would give you is, depending on where your injury is, find an alternative way to masturbate that, lets you reach climax but doesn't necessarily impact the area. If you get creative, and especially if you have lubricant, you can masturbate other parts of your penis that maybe if you haven't realized you can focus there, or you could even use a vibrator. And if you get clever with it and you understand the location, you can use that alone without directly interacting with the damaged skin. So just get clever and keep yourself from interacting with the damaged area until it's healed.
Yeah, you can just rub your head, penis head. If you're into anal play, you can rub your anus. You can rub your prostate. You can rub your perineum. I personally have never orgasmed off of any of that. I need a good solid stroke on the shaft to actually orgasm and come. But every man's different, as well as every woman's different. So just play around with that. And you know what? Also, just holding out. It can also build up anticipation, so that when you are healed, it's much more pleasurable to masturbate. So Diane and I, we have so much sex sometimes that we have to go a few days to take a break, and then when we get back to having sex again, that first time after a break, it is the best sex ever. So if,
taking a break's going to be hard. I know that. It's going to make it hard to go into public.
Go into public? How do you mean by that?
Because you'll have an erection.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just like, everybody out there is really attractive.
Got it.
And it just kind of helps me kind of like, go get the mail or buy groceries or whatever. It just kind of helps me get through the day,
Mm-hmm. Is there?
But I got some paint rollers that I just bought. They're fresh. Maybe I could like wedge it. I don't know. I'm thinking about that advice, right?
Like wedge it where? What do you mean?
On your penis?
Well, like I got 2 paint rollers, right? And I could just, right? Because that's softer.
I see the logic.
Oh, you're trying to put your penis inside of a paint roller?
Between the paint rollers, I think he's saying.
Kind of like foot sex, but with paint rollers.
It's still going to be friction, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
might be soft, but if you
probably
have
not a good idea.
Some wounds. I've jerked off so much that I've created sores on my penis, and
haven't we all?
It's painful. I have had sex while it was there, but it doesn't feel good. So you just have to let it heal and not touch it, basically. But I do recommend putting some ointment on it, and like you got to put it on it. So you put the ointment on, and then after a couple hours, you have to wash it off, like with soap and water, antibacterial soap. And then you put the ointment back on it. And then you have to keep that up until it eventually heals. Because what the wounds are doing is they're weeping, and they're trying to expel any type of bacteria out of it. So you have to wash that bacteria out. And the ointment will help protect it, as well as make it not hurt as bad, and also help the wound heal. So I would highly recommend doing that, and give it like maybe 2 or 3 days, and I can guarantee it will be in a good place, and probably not good enough to masturbate. You can just introduce it again by rubbing certain areas, and hopefully you can orgasm off that. It can also be very exciting to try new things that would actually get you off, and you can also try limiting the amount of pressure that you're putting on different things, and by doing that, you will prolong your masturbation time. So I don't know about you, but when you jerk off, you can either try to go a long time and have it be real pleasurable and fun, or if you're somebody who just tries to jerk off just so that you can orgasm. What's your kind of take on that?
I generally like to actually orgasm. I mean, I work with my hands a lot, so just going soft. I'm one of those guys that uses lava soap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not a good thing to put
on. It has the pumice in it.
Not for your penis. No.
Yeah, you got to use an antibacterial like Dial, something like that, on your penis there. Yeah, and not lava soap.
Okay, but you say 2 to 3 days is 2 to 3 days.
2 to 3 days, and then you'll be able to. You got to do this like every 2 hours. Like put the ointment on, wash it off with antibacterial, then put the ointment back on, and then 2 to 3 days.
I guess
you'll be at a point where
I could stock up on groceries and stuff and just kind of prepare to hunker down
quarantine.
for a few days.
We're all in quarantine anyways because of the COVID
thing. Life.
This is just how it is now. It's just being quarantined right now. But so hopefully that points you in the right direction. I do want you to be safe with all of this, because if you're not, you can do some real damage to your penis, and that's not fun. You want that thing to be healthy. That's your main priority as a man, basically. It's like, I don't know about you guys, but if my penis is injured, it's like, stop the presses. I need to make this thing healthy again, because if it's not, then I can't, I'm not sexual.
Feels like a day missing from my life.
Yes, exactly. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not the advice I wanted to hear, but I guess the advice I needed to hear. My penis is weeping and has a bunch of poison in it.
Yeah, well, not so much poison, just infection. So
quite a way to describe it.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Just make sure that it's healed, and then ease it into it. Ease back into it. Don't go all gung ho, just raw friction. And lube is cheap, and if you don't feel comfortable buying lube, it's just because you're single and you're going and buying lube, you can try coconut oil. That is, coconut oil is a natural lubricant, and it's great for cooking. It's great for your skin. Diane rubs coconut oil all over her body every night, and it gives me a boner while she's doing it in the bathroom, and then I masturbate while I'm in the shower while she's doing it. So
just make sure to check with your partners on their feelings on coconut, because they're not universal, and some of us hate the smell with a passion.
I can tell that Peter does not like coconut oil. So
that would be reverse boner for me.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So, but I don't know if you have any partners, my friend, or if you're just being solo right now, which is perfectly fine. What's your deal?
I'm single. Hey, do you hear any beeping?
No.
I hope you don't hear any beeping.
No beeping.
Okay, yeah, because this dialysis machine can get pretty loud sometimes.
Oh, God, you're on dialysis. Oh, geez. All right. Well, I highly recommend not jerking off while you're on dialysis on the machine, but...
Again, safely, because not
if
during
you're alone,
those moments. Yes.
Yeah, then why not? But so.
Yeah, I'm single. To answer your question.
Okay. Well, hopefully we pointed you in the right direction. I really advocate for your sexual health there, my friend, and have a happy New Year. Stay safe, be sane and consensual, and have a good night.
Thank you.
No problem.
I know you were talking about Barry earlier, but very different Barry. Very different set of problems.
Yes. Wells, do you have any, are you able to pull up any statistics about how many penis-related injuries have happened from masturbating?
Well, penis-related injuries from masturbation for men are kind of like playing in the NFL.
Yeah. It's going to happen.
Do it for long enough, it's going to happen.
Yeah, and you're going to get CTE after you are done masturbating.
Especially with how creative we need to try to get at times, because after many years of it, you just the regular stuff doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, you decide.
According to a Florida State study, it was something like 88.3% of men will experience such an injury before the age of 55.
Wow.
I'm surprised it's that low.
Yeah,
but
I've had several.
If you are still masturbating while your penis is injured, that could be a sign of compulsive masturbation caused by obsessive compulsive disorder, where you're masturbating to soothe some sort of mental issue. So that could be a medical issue there.
Yeah, it's or just like a sex addiction.
Addiction.
Yeah, like you're
there are arguments as to whether that exists.
Oh, really?
There's a question mark onto that, because it's really, at a certain point, it's just obsessive behavior, and it's kind of irrelevant what it is that you are obsessing over, because people don't really put the same category on, say, being a workaholic or people who obsess over other things like that, where it takes up all their time and their focus. For some reason, people just label it when it comes to sex addiction. So it's a little bit tricky, because there are definitely some big question marks within the psychological fields as to whether sex addiction itself is really its own unique thing, or it's just merely that's how a person with an obsessive personality is manifesting that obsession. So, but what it comes down to at the end is everything in moderation applies to everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, moderation for us is, 1-2 times a day. Yeah, something like that. Or just doing oral for one day, just to kind of keep our genitals, healthy, not so sore. Bless you there, Wells.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we got a little bit more time. It is the new year. We did talk about 2021, and now we're going to talk about 2022 and our sexual New Year's resolutions. Guys, do you have any? I have mine. Diane, I think, has hers. Wells, Peter, do you guys have sexual New Year's resolutions?
Somewhat of a New Year's resolution for sex. I am trying to complete my screenplay, Dr. Strangelips, How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Eating Pussy.
Wow. That is a great, and that's a breakthrough for you. I would love to read that. Dr. Strangelips, something about
I learned to stop worrying and love eating pussy.
That is great.
A great goal.
I hope you can finish that and finally appreciate the beauty of vulvas and licking them and pleasuring a woman, because it will make your sex life way better. Peter, what is your sexual New Year's resolution?
It's to find a new way to reach orgasm. I feel like every once in a while I stumble upon something that never worked for me before, and I never even tried before. And so that's the goal this year. I think people get really, especially with our last caller, Barry, part of the problem there is when you're trying to use the same method over and over and over again, because it's the only way you found that works. You can potentially cause some physical problems. And I think men and women and non-binary folk, oftentimes you stumble upon the method that works for you very early on, and you just use that exclusively. And I think if people branch out and try other things and figure them out, they might find something that works better. They might find something that just works in an interesting way. And, years ago, I figured out that vibrators, with enough effort work, and I realized that it gave me the closest I can come to what I assume is what a female orgasm is like. Wow. And it's very satisfying, because it takes a lot more work and it's a real buildup. And I feel like there's got to be something else out there I haven't tried. Wow. So I want to find that the new unexplored frontier. What's that type of orgasm I've never reached?
Diane blindfolded me once, a couple times, few times, and she just rubbing like my body and nipples. It was just like it was a whole nother type of orgasm. I mean, I'm assuming you've done like prostate massages and whatnot, and there's kind of like there's no territory that's uncharted for you, Peter, but I don't know. It's just
I assume there is. I assume there's something I haven't done, because the human body is incredible and it's all of its range. So I'm gonna find it this year.
You're gonna do it, Peter. That's a great New Year's resolution.
Thank you.
Dan, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
You can go.
Okay,
Ours might be similar.
Yeah. Well, mine is communication while having sex is very important, and I'm gonna try to do this more. So. It's strange when you're having sex. You go into the sexual trance where it's as a couple, you enter a different realm. Like you don't really you cease to exist to be the same people as you are when you are fucking, as you are when you are like just in reality. And so I feel that communicating kind of branches the two worlds when you're actually having sex, and then you stop and you ask, hey, are you like, what feels good? Do you want to do something different? And we don't want to ask those questions because it feels like we'll get out of the mood. And like, if we start talking about stuff that's not related to sex, then it's going to not be sexual anymore. But if we can bridge those two worlds, I feel that it really can bring your relationship to another level. Like you don't have to be like, I enjoyed that. That felt great. I do enjoy it when you put your mouth on my penis.
Dr. Seuss character.
Yeah, you don't have to be a Dr. Seuss character.
I enjoyed it. Yes, I did.
Yes, I did. It felt great. But you can talk sexy, and you can be in the moment as well. And so, but if you get in tune, it helps you really get in tune with your partner's wants and desires. You ask them, what what do you want right now? And it is okay to talk about that stuff. And we've experimented with this a little bit, and I really want to push that whole communication. It's brought us together a lot more, and I want to just keep on pushing that. So that's my sexual resolution.
That's wonderful.
That was a good one.
Diane, what do you have in stock for this year?
Just more multiple orgasms.
Multiple orgasms, that is correct. We started to do this, and Diane injured herself.
I did.
And just an update on this, she's not completely healed, but she's almost healed, and we're gonna start getting back to it, basically. So yeah, multiple orgasms for Diane. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end this show. Please follow us on Twitch, Twitter. We got a TikTok account that has started up. Also Instagram. Also, Diane is going to be doing some more stuff on Twitch. Not just Talking Sex Live. She's going to be doing her own videos. She's going to be playing Zelda, and also maybe reading comic books, because she's a great comic book enthusiast, and maybe playing the game Bop It, where you can make up your own moves, some very sexual moves,
very physical,
and then you can go ahead
have you played?
Give a suggestion for what the Bop It is, and then she'll go ahead and play it. Just go ahead and tune in on Twitch. She might start that up on Monday, maybe not this Monday, but next Monday. But go ahead and follow us on Throwdown Comedy on Twitch and also on YouTube. And if you are listening to the podcast, please give us a review and a rating for whatever platform you're listening on. That is our show, everybody. Thank you so much for listening or watching. Please stay safe, sane, and consensual. Have a good night. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Wells. I really appreciate it.
Always happy to be here.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy 2022, guys.